Hey, hello to all. This is Alejandro Bratti and William Asley from Believing. Unlock Clarity. I am changing the topic today. And welcome to the Spanglish World Network on Single TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Single TV app on the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to leave a rate and a comment. The app is free and is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today, I am really happy and grateful that we are having this this program with you, William. I know that uh, this Thanksgiving Day is coming very soon during this week, so we decided that we wanted to talk specifically about gratitude and how that helps us to really improve and change everything in our lives. So let's start with that. How are you, William?
I am doing well. How are you?
It's holiday today, so a good day for being grateful of of different type of days. That means that we have to be like doing different stuff with the kids and things. So it's a good day.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, gratitude. So, in those times when it's a challenge for me to feel gratitude, I remember what I learned in Overeaters Anonymous, which is a 12-step group um, dedicated to food addiction. It's all about an attitude of gratitude. And if I can even get close to that, I'm doing well some days. And so, uh, yeah, it's like I've got to remember that everything that has happened in my life or is happening in my life, there's a reason for it. And there are those rare times when I can muster gratitude for all of it, even the things I thought were horrible. I'm sure you can relate.
Yes, completely. Yeah, it's at the end. It's like, for example, right now, a few minutes ago, before we started this program today, I was like, okay, this is great having a day with the family and everything. But suddenly, something. I have two little kids, one of 4 and the other one is 2. The little one, when he's tired, it doesn't matter that you had the best day of your life with him. Suddenly, being really tired is going to be, he's going to start to scream and start to cry like it was the worst day of his life. So you are like, wow, but we had an amazing day the whole day. Why now you are being like this? Uh, so it's exactly what you are saying. Maybe a moment that you feel that there is not enough gratitude or what is happening, but the reality is understanding that when they are really tired, you need to help them like relax and maybe it's time for him to go to sleep even when it's early. So it's those type of things that you need to learn about that. And also I love having my kids because they help me to start to think also how I am behaving and becoming sometimes in my own case. Like sometimes I can be like, I don't know why this is not working, and maybe is I have the best day and I am focusing on one little thing that is the wrong thing, and suddenly I am ruining the best day that I had, for example.
Right. Because sometimes I vaguely remember being 2 and 4, and sometimes when I had a great day and I'd worn myself out and I really didn't want to stop, and my body is like, but you have to stop. No, this is the worst thing ever. I don't want to stop. You got to stop. You got to take a nap. But I'll miss something. Yeah.
So in this area, something that I like and why we think this is important, and this is something that we also use all the time when we are coaching somebody. But for example, is everybody can have a difficult time. You can have a desperation. You can have different type of emotions that maybe are not the best ones, because if you want to put the labels of which one is positive and which one is negative, if you start to think about all the negative ones that you can think, something that can really help you to start to focus, like, and start to elevate even yourself, is gratitude. When you start to be thinking like, okay, this day I don't understand why this kid is behaving so badly suddenly, but you start like, but I am really grateful that he is okay and he is not sick, and I am grateful that I have him, and I am grateful that I have my wife, and I'm grateful that I have a good place to live. And suddenly, just by thinking all the thoughts of the things that I am being grateful, suddenly even my emotions start to be like, oh, I start to feel better. What is happening?
Right. And so, one of the things that I've learned over the decades is that regardless of how horrible it was, I can help, like we can just say that, having a 2-year old meltdown is kind of horrible at the moment. But whatever it was that we've been through, we can help others. We can then put ourselves in their shoes because we've walked there.
Yes.
And that's pretty amazing. I mean, we go from like a 2-year old's meltdown to having a partner pass over, as in die. Um, about 20 years ago for me. And so, yeah, it was like after the 5 years of grieving, learning to be grateful for that situation and everything that went into it. I mean, we've gone from one extreme to the other. Um, and so it helps me appreciate um, it helps me appreciate the woman I chose to marry more because I understand what I have, who I've got, and how tenuous that life is. I mean, not to drag everybody down, but it's like the gratitude for having someone and understanding how temporary it all is.
And I agree, because sometimes you can be thinking like, why you are talking about being grateful when somebody dies, and I think that even we wanted to bring this idea of something so extreme and so negative, if we want to say, and start to think like, but start to think about all the precious moment that you have with that person. Start to think like all the time that you had the opportunity to be with this person and enjoy that person, and how this person want you to continue life. So, and the idea here is to start to understand like, that's why even when I am not American, I think that Thanksgiving is one of the best uh,
Yeah.
things that you can do ever. And why I am talking about that, because really being thankful has to be a part of our life. Like, I want
Yes.
to be thankful about everything. And when you have this mindset and thinking about I am grateful about this and this, and even in the bad situation, you can find good things about that bad situation, that you can start to, okay, maybe this is something terrible that happened to you, but if that help you to start to awake and start to realize other things, I am
Yes.
not saying that the bad thing was a good thing for you, but what happened after that, and if that help you to realize and start to awake and start to feel alive, I am grateful that you are going through this, because something great is coming, you know?
Yeah. It's that long term worldview that I tend to live in of just there's got to be a reason for this, and what can I learn from it? And so,
So, if you start to think about this, How do you think we can become grateful about everything that happened to us, even the bad things? How we can be grateful about them?
One of the tricks that or tools that I'm using lately is simply being neutral, just staying in an emotionally neutral space and just watching. And if if I can manage to step back and just stay neutral and watch the situation, watch the thoughts that are going through my mind without judging them, sometimes I can move into that space of gratitude easier because it's like, even though this situation is really bad or it seems really bad, there's something I can be thankful for. There's something that I can grab a hold of and either learn from or just be thankful that it could always be worse.
Mm.
It could always be worse, and so this isn't as bad as it could be. I mean, just sometimes it's that's all I've got. That's all I've got to hold on to is this is not as bad as it could be. And other times it's like, wow, this is truly amazing, even though it doesn't seem like it. It's I mean,
And what I have done and teach others also is think about the good things. Start to look for the good things in that situation,
mhm,
not the situation per se, because it can be something that happened before after that.
yeah,
Because right now that comes to my mind that what happens if there is some violation, something bad happening to you,
yeah,
a rape or something. It's like, okay, of course, I am not saying that that can be something good, but if that moves you to start to awake to new things. For example, last weekend I had a conversation in my program of somebody that was raped, and that was really bad. But for her was really a bottom, the rock bottom of where she was, and she was like, okay, I will never put myself again in a situation that I can go through same situation. So it's not about the rape that was really bad, and I agree it's really bad. But when you start to awake and suddenly like, I am going to change everything in my life to avoid that situation to happen again, wow, that is the thing that you need to be grateful. Is like the next thing that starts to happen in your life. So, and we don't want to talk about the really difficult situations or things, but at the end, what we want to help you is that even when it's something so difficult, like what we are talking, a partner that died because of any reason, or a person that was raped like this, it's like, okay, let's start to think what good things you can bring out of that, so you can be grateful about that, so you can start to elevate your point of view, and suddenly start to be in a much better mood and situation, and start to see the life as it is, and have a better perception on everything that you are going through. So that's what I.
I totally agree. It's sometimes it's, hey, I'm alive. I can make better choices. I can move on. I can become somebody else, somebody that I was meant to be.
So one thing that we want to, like, we have several points, but something that it's really important to say today is when you start to have this mindset of let's look for the things that I want to be grateful, and even start to think like how you can write about them every day, like start to pick 3 things that you can be grateful. When you start to do that as a habit, suddenly you will see that even the structure of your mind can change. Your brain structure is going to change. Why? Because the connection that you are looking for is like when you are looking for. a car when you are outside. It's like suddenly you can find exactly what you want. So the idea here, what we want to tell you today, is start to look for things to be grateful today, and tomorrow do the same. And each day that you are going through is like start to think like, okay, this day was tough, but I am grateful about having a conversation with William today. I am grateful that I had the opportunity to be with my family today. I am grateful that I have health to really continue living and having this type of discussions. So suddenly, wow, these are three big things that I can be grateful, and I know that tomorrow is going to be different, but I can enjoy that.
And when I'm living in gratitude, it once again it changes the brain structure. It completely transforms my life. It gives me literally gives me something to live for, something to be happy about. I mean, it like I say, for me, when I was getting abstinent, getting away from sugar, um, it completely transformed my life, and it gave me something to stand on for the last 30 years.
And something that I do, and I will recommend you also today, is, for example, when you look at the mirror, when you start your day, what do you look? And if you start to say to me like, oh, I start to see that I have this thing and I am very fat, and you start to look for the bad things that you have, of course you are preparing yourself to really have a bad day. But what we are saying again with this gratitude is like, start to see at yourself at the mirror and start to say like, wow, you are amazing. Like, wow, I really love you. I am happy that you are here. And you are talking to yourself, but start to talk to you some words that are like really helping you to elevate your self-esteem, and start to understand like, wow, thank God that you are here, like something great is going to happen today.
And I can vouch for the fact this will take practice.
Exactly.
This
It's
will
nothing one day.
Yeah, this will require constant attention and constant reworking of your brain structure, because for some of us that is completely foreign when we start. So just remember, it could be hard depending upon your situation, and just keep walking forward. Keep telling yourself this.
So to leave everybody with some like three action steps that you can do for your life and really for this gratitude,
Yeah.
we want to tell you three things. One, make a list of things that you're grateful for and try to do it like daily. If it's three things, it's okay. Three things. I am not saying that you have to write 200 pages of things that you're grateful for, but to start to think like, okay, what are the three main things that I am really thankful today, and start to show the gratitude there. That's the first one. The second one, start to look for good things that you have received today. And I am talking about today. Why? Because sometimes, yeah, I know that last year I received this. No, I am talking today. Like, what is happening today?
Yes.
Why? And if you start to make the practice of doing it every day, suddenly you will see, like William is like, your brain is going to be like, maybe at the first week or the first 2 weeks, you're going to be like, okay, the first day was easy, Alejandro, but the second one is like, it's the same as yesterday, and the third one is the same as 2 days ago. But start to think about it, and you are going to start to become like a magnet of attracting good things to your life. Why? Because gratitude has the ability to do that. And the third one is acknowledge other people's role in providing in your life. That is going to start to create like the ability to attract good people to your life also.
Yes. And a thing to remember is they say that it takes 21 days to form a new habit. It actually takes about 60 days for that habit to set. So we're talking 2 months. So just remember, it's like, it's okay. Okay, it's day 21. Why hasn't this happened yet? Remember, it takes about 2 months for it to truly get in and set up.
And in that regards specifically, I love what Robin Sharma teaches. Is like start to think like the first 20 days are the most difficult ones. The second 21 days are going to be like a little bit messy because you have the new habit and the old habit like mixing between each other and fighting between them. And the next 21 days are going to be like, okay, now I am starting to realize what is the thing that I have to do and who is winning out of the two habits that you have. So
I love
I am thankful for today, William. It was great of having this program with you and also with Eduardo and the Spanglish World Network that is allowing us to be here today and everybody that was with us. Thank you for being with us. This show can also be heard on Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you, William, and all. Bye bye.